Hi guys, thanks so much for visiting my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I went from my shortcut to two puffs with the back part down. What is that even called? I don't even know. I'm just going to call it half puffs, half down. But as you can see, I'm starting by parting my hair just to start off my puffs. And we all know how to part, so I'm speeding this part up a little bit. The back part of my hair goes to about my ear. Stop it there, and then that makes a pretty decent size part for the puff. As you can see, I'm just getting my parts pretty perfect so that everything is straight and aligned. Once you have your hair parted out, I usually like to work with moist hair, just a little bit moist. You don't need too much water. And then we start to detangle. You should always start at the bottom when detangling your hair and then work your way up. My hair is not that long and the top of my hair doesn't typically tangle too much, so I am kind of working from both ends here. But you want to just be gentle with your hair and detangle that. The next thing that I do is take Eco Styler gel. You can obviously use any gel that works for your hair that you're into. I like the olive oil Eco Styler gel because it lays my hair down very nicely. And you're going to want to use a bit of this just to make sure that your hair is laid down. And you know your hair best, so just use whatever works for you. On the side parts, I need a lot more just because my sides are so short and we want to kind of get it into that ponytail, so I use a bit on the sides and work it up. The next thing I use is a brush. I use a hard brush on this part. It's also personal preference. I find that my hard brush kind of gets the kinks out as you brush it up, so I use a hard brush and brush it all up into that ponytail. Like I said, you know your hair better than anyone else, so some things might not work for you, some things might, but just kind of tweak it to go with how you know your hair. I sped up the other side, but you want to do the same exact thing. So I wetted my hair a little bit and then detangle and then put in the Eco Styler gel, working those sides up so that they will actually go into the ponytail. Now, if your sides are super short, you're not going to be able to achieve this hairstyle. But I had to wait for a little while for my sides to grow out a bit. And then, you know, I made it worked it out. So for the back of my hair, I braided it in the back. And my braids are very low quality. I am not going to lie. But I really just was trying to get the job done. Braided it in the back, and I left out just a little bit at the top right behind where the puffs are going to go so that it can cover the clip-ins. I actually changed it up a little bit at the end, but I will get back to that once we get there. I'm going to go ahead and speed this up a little bit because, like I said, my braids are very low quality and y'all really don't need to see that. Just do the braids however works for you. And if it's a protective style, you really should moisturize that hair in the back and detangle it and then braid it and then make sure that your ends are secure because that's how your hair is going to be safe and it's going to actually work with the protective style. If you just have the crazy braids like mine, then it's probably not going to do much for you. Next is the part that we've all been waiting for, the clip-ins. Before I installed my clip-ins, I actually brushed them out, moisturized them, washed them. If you guys want a video on that, let me know in the comments and I will definitely show you how I take care of my clip-ins. But I used about a pack and a half. I think that like 5 clips comes in a pack. I'll have to double check on that. But I used a couple of layers of clip-ins. I don't know what length it was. I've cut my clip-ins a bunch of times too, so I probably wouldn't be able to give you an accurate length anyway. But what we do is just layer them on top of each other. I usually put the shortest ones that I have at the bottom and the longest ones that I have at the top, just because it gives it a nice full look. So, what clip wise, it depends on how big or small your head is. I usually start with a row of with the 3 clips and then I go up to 3 clips. Then, where my head starts to get a little bit wider, I'll go to 4 clips. And then in the middle part where it's like huge, then I might do a row of 3 on the right side and a row of 3 on the left side. So, it's kind of like a 6 clip. But I usually use a 5 clipper right at the top where it's going to be the closest to your puffs. So, like I said, it's based off of how big or small your head is, but you can kind of just play around with it and work with the fullness. However full you want to do it, then you will use more clip-ins or less clip-ins. And then however big your head is or small, then that's going to tell you which clip-ins to put where. So now I'm just letting that little piece of hair right behind the puffs out so that I can start blending in my hair with the clip-ins. And I actually ended up using even less hair at the end because it wasn't blending how I wanted it to. But if your hair is longer or if it blends better or if you have the time to take to be doing all of this blending, then you can kind of moisturize it, add some curling souffle to your hair if you want to, and then I usually just twist it up just so that they kind of have the same curl pattern. So once I'm done with the back portion of my head, then I go ahead and move to the front where we're actually putting the clip-ins onto my hair and making it into a big puff. What I did, if you didn't see that, I kind of pulled up the part of my hair that was coming down, the short parts that were kind of trying to get away. I put it into the clip so that it kind of holds it up. And then I went around my ponytail with the clip and then I'm gonna just wrap it around to make my puff. Now, I had to move the camera because I think the camera was like in my way and I couldn't see what I needed to see to achieve what I needed to achieve. So I had to switch it up. So basically the same thing. Get those clips, make sure that the opening of the clip is facing towards your ponytail, and then clip them in around your actual ponytail and then wrap the hair and then as much as you need to add to make the puff as big as you want it to be, and then go ahead and wrap that hair around it to make the cute little puff. The key when you're wrapping the hair around, because you're going to be able to see those clips, so the key is wrapping your hair around methodically. Is methodically the word I'm looking for? Probably not, but wrap it around so that you're able to hide those clips, because you see how you can see the clip. We don't want people to be able to see the clip. We want people to think that this is our real hair. So hide the clip, wrap it around, and then you'll get your look that you're looking for. The next thing that I did is lay down my baby hairs in the front, or just my hair in the front. It might not be baby hairs, I'm a grown person, but lay those down. And then what I did after that was just add a scarf, because I just like to put the scarf around it to lay those down and keep them in place. And the scarf works. Again, I use the Eco Styler gel, the olive oil Eco Styler gel, just because that works really well for my hair. And just go ahead and lay it down. So once you feel like your hair has been laid down for long enough, because if you're like me, you're a procrastinator and I never leave enough time for anything. But once you feel like that's done, then go ahead and start taking out your twist that you made, and then you can remove your scarf, and then you'll basically have your style. You might need to do a little bit more blending depending on what's going on with your hair, but you know, that's all kind of situational, so you got to kind of play it by ear. So I was having all of the troubles in the world getting my hair to blend on the sides with this hair. not only because my hair is so short and you can see where it stops exactly, but also because I have a little bit of brown at the end of my hair, and so it was making it look not acceptable to my standards, and I didn't like that. So you can see the back and you can see that little bit of brown that I was talking about and the shortness, and I really disliked it. So what I did, I added another long clip to my hair at the top, at the very top, and I kind of hid it behind my puffs because I wanted to cover up that hair on the side, and then just left out the hair in the middle so that you can see that, and then my style was done. I'm adding a couple of pictures here at the end just because I didn't do a cute little video for the outro or the intro, but I wanted you to see just how it turned out. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe because I'd love to hear from you guys and let me know what you want to see next. And I'll see y'all next video. Bye.